Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Atlanta Motor Speedway for our second of two non-points all-star races. Tonight we'll be showing y'all the qualifying. First truck up to go is number 28 of Richard Mixon. Just like to welcome everybody to Bigdogs Racing here. Joining me tonight be Mr. Stephen Breen. My name is Mark Figueroa, and tonight's producer / cameraman is Mr. Rob Moore. And as the number 28 truck, or Richard Mixon, takes his warm-up lap, he'll be taking the green flag for his first of two qualifying laps. And he's looking pretty smooth right now. He's probably going to be not liking that entry into 1 and 2 due to the fact he wasn't able to bring it down to the apron.
It looks like he's getting through the 4 pretty well, though. And his first lap was 3.441 seconds.
That is a very well-respected qualifying lap time. But I think he might have left a little bit on that first lap. Let's see what he can do on this second one. He keeps it high in 3 and 4. Evidently, he's wanting to keep that momentum up.
Yeah, he seems to want to stay on that high line, and he finishes with a 30.655.
And so we'll be going with his first lap time. And the second driver up in tonight's qualifying order would be the number 8 truck, Ed Mahalsik.
Ed is no stranger to Atlanta Motor Speedway. He's raced on this track many times in the iRacing circuit.
Yes, he has. Even though his bread and butter, I do believe, is the super speedways. At least that's what he really likes. As Ed is in the middle of 3 and 4 for his warm-up lap. Let's see what he can do as he takes a green flag for his first qualifying lap here.
He comes down, he seems to be a little lower than Richard Mixon did.
Yeah, he got a little lower. Let's see what he was able to do down here in 3 and 4. So he enters a corner doing 182 miles an hour. And he's able to hang it a little lower than Mr. Richard was. And he takes his first lap time. His first lap time was 30.457. So that's going to stick him in second place. So the number 28, Richard Mixon, still has a pole position as of right now. As he Ed pulls out of turn 2 at 176 miles an hour.
Seemed like he got a little loose coming out of it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one condition these guys are going to be fighting all night. He was able to snatch it down to the bottom of turn 4. And his second lap times can be a 30.525.
Still keeps him in second place.
Next truck on the qualifying orders, Jack Clemente, number 42 truck. And his Hot Wheels Chevy Silverado. as he takes a green flag. Let's see what kind of a line he's in the turn one here. If he's going to sling it high. Ooh, he's bringing it down to that white line.
Yeah, it doesn't stay down there very long, though. Right back up. Reaches 182 on the backstretch into 3.
Exits turn 4 at 176 miles an hour, so he doesn't bleed off too much speed. But his first lap time will be 30.469. Oh man, that's not going to be good. No, he's down at the bottom. He's now number 3 on the list.
See if you can find a little more speed coming off of 1 and 2.
Tonight I'd like to welcome for y'all special pleasure the gentleman that normally runs the number 42 car, Mr. Chris Perry. Chris Perry, welcome to the booth tonight.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here. Running a little late. Sorry about that.
No problem, no problem. Just going through the qualifying order here, and Jack Clemente just finished up his second lap at 30.534, so it looks like everybody's dropping off on their second lap. So the next truck up for qualifying is the number 80 truck of William Jackson, as he takes the green flag for his first qualifying lap.
Williams also one that seems staying high in the corners.
He stayed high in 1 and dropped it down in 2. Let's see if that helps him carry some momentum. As he's pushing 183 going into turn 4. Ooh, gets a little loose in the middle of 3 there. Yeah, he lost a lot of speed going through 4 there whenever he got loose. So his first lap time is going to be 30.698. It's going to put him in the 4th position. So 2/10 off the little over 2/10 off the pole sitter time.
Let's see if he can make up him on the second lap. He seems to be taking a lower line going into 2 and 3. And no.
30.989. Man. Alright. Next truck up is number 92, a Glenn Netishall.
Just going back to the number 80 there, it is amazing how much the tires will fall off in the first and second lap.
Yeah, it's the tires are going to be a premium at this track. It's been quite a while since Atlanta's had a paved job, and the asphalt is not quite as smooth as it was back in the late 90s whenever they did repave this place.
Yeah, I believe it was 1997, so I figure 15 years of weathering takes its toll for sure, and Netishall gets into the wall going into 3.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to get that high line to build up some of that momentum of his, and it bit him.
Wall is pretty easy. It will jump out and get you if you're not paying attention. Looks like you got a little loose again going into 1 and 2. Coming down to the backstretch, you can definitely see some damage on the side of that number 92.
Yeah, Glenn Netishall's running the Bigdogs paint scheme. Looking good. The paint scheme is, but the truck ain't looking too hot so far.
Just keeping it in the middle going through the corners.
His first lap tonight will be 30.775, so that's going to drop him to number 5 on the speed charts. Let's see if he can't improve on that there.
So even if you can, his team's got a lot of work to get truck ready for tonight.
And a little bit of Bondo. A few rubber mallets to be able to bang it out. And his second lap time, able to improve. Moves up on the speed charts to a 30.604. Moves him up to 4th on the speed charts.
And I believe he's the first person to actually have a better second lap than first lap.
And we got trouble on the track already, guys. Robert Thompson spun it on his pit road.
All right, he gets that turned back down. But that's gonna kill his tires a little bit, I think, going on this qualifying lap.
Yeah, the number 32 truck, Robert Fuzzy Thompson, running the National Guard colors.
He's got a good low line going into one. Unfortunately, I believe he just warped the server.
Yeah, it looks like he just lost his connection there. Yeah, the next truck up in the qualifying order for tonight is the number 60 truck of Ron J. Miller, better known to all of us big dogs as Token, running the Down Valley Septic truck.
Ron is very good at track. He seems to consistently run up front during the races here.
And with this setup, I know some of the guys were complaining about it being just a smidge loose on entry and a little bit more loose on exit. So for some of these guys that like a loose setup, like I do believe Token does.
The thing I like about Ron is he's always going to be a consistent driver. You always know you're going to get a finish out of him night after night.
And he does. He runs clean. He runs everybody. He pays everybody good respect.
As he comes across the start-finish line for his first recorded lap, it'd be a 30.342. Woo! That's going to send him to the top of the speed charts. And he's really hugging that white line in the middle of 1 and 2. So he's a little over a tenth faster than the number 28 of Richard Nixon, who's now moved down into second.
That's huge. To have a second on a fixed setup is pretty good.
Yeah. And just like to welcome Mr. Bobby Cannon to the broadcast booth for tonight's event. Bobby Cannon, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Thank you very much, Mark. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Just going through the qualifying here. All these trucks going out for qualifying. Our next truck up is the number 7 truck of Josh McCoy, as he takes his warm-up lap.
He takes it high on his first warm-up. You know, it's kind of seems to be a double-edged sword. You might be able to get a lot of speed up out of the top side, but it's very, very easy to clip the wall like we see Glenn Edgerton do a few ago.
Yeah, the 7, he brings it down to the white line, but he doesn't quite get it all the way down as close as Ron Miller did in the middle of 1 and 2. And he tries to keep it down in that first groove in 3 and 4. As he comes across the start-finish line for his first recorded lap time, it's got to put him at 30.345. Ooh, just 3/1,000ths of a second from Ron Miller. Let's see if he can't improve on this second lap here.
Brings it up a little higher into 3 once again. Brings it down towards the white line. Again, still not as close as Ron Miller, but my guess is with the tires falling off, he's probably not going to get it.
No, as he finishes his second lap of 30.464, so he lost a tenth of a second in that second lap time. So
in reality, that's not a really bad drop-off, though, considering.
no, it's not.
It looks like our next truck is going to be the number 01 of Wayne Willard. He gets a little loose coming out of 2, but gets it righted going down the back straightaway.
He's running that 01 truck, Willard's Wrecking Service, or like what he likes to call Wrecker. So he takes a green flag for his first qualifying lap.
Wayne's another one of those consistent drivers, kind of like Ron Token Miller. They're always running up front, and they're consistent all the time.
Yeah, he's a real good racer, real consistent. I hated to see his last week's performance. He lost internet connection. Really looking for something out of him. Hopefully he's able to redeem here at Atlanta. So as he takes his first lap time, which is a 30.437. Oh, he is just shy.
Puts him in the third place right now.
Yeah, third place on the speed chart.
Trying to get down to the white line, going 3 and 4. Coming back.
It's really low down to the backstretch, but then again, what I didn't realize was a ascending lap, so.
Wayne Willard's going to third spot on our speed charts for tonight's event. And right now we got the 21 truck of Mr. Donnie Gates in the National Guard and Chevrolet. So he takes his first lap of his 2 laps of qualifying. He's actually getting out of turn 2 pretty good. I mean, he left turn 2 at 177 mile an hour, so he's holding some speed on here.
Yeah, kept it really nice and low coming out of 1 and 2, so see what he can do on this lap here.
As everybody rides along with Mr. Donnie Gates on his qualifying lap time. His first lap time is 30.406. That's going to put him in third, knock Mr. Wayne Willard out of third on the speed charts. And it looks like he is called that good. Next truck up is Mr. Gary Moore, the race admin for tonight's race. Running the number 53 truck, the Star truck. A senior, I do believe it's a senior tour automotive racing league he is part of. And he really hugs that white line in the middle, 1 and 2.
Yeah, elaborate a little further on the senior tour auto racers. They are racers that run modifieds around, I believe, Connecticut, and they all run replica early, like late 70s fights.
And they run all over New England. Actually, he hails from New Hampshire, and he runs New Hampshire. He runs in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut.
As Gary Moore's first lap time is good enough to put him fourth on the leaderboard of a 30.427. So he's got some speed in that old truck tonight. As he comes across the line to take his second of 2 laps, the second 2 record laps, that'd be a 30.621. So he dropped off 2/10.
Next on the track is the number 62 of Brian Holman.
In the Obama Chevrolet.
His qualifying effort is going to be really dependent on how he gets out of turn 4 here. Let's see what kind of line he takes down through the corner here.
Brian Holman, one of them guys you know is consistently going to be one of the guys who is going to be in the fight to win a race week in, week out.
Yeah, he is normally up front. He doesn't really like these mile-and-a-halves too much, but considers himself more of a short track guy. And he brings it way down in the middle of 3 and 4 and hugs it through most of 4. Let's see what kind of a lap time he's going to do on this here. As he brings it up to a 30.339. That's going to put him 3rd. I take that back. That's going to put him at the top of the leaderboard. That's our pole position winner right now, Mr. Brian Holman.
Let's see if he can improve that time on this second lap. From the looks of it, everybody's been losing about a 10th or 2 based on just the tires going away as we see him float up through the corner real high, come down through the center here. Just yeah, he actually did improve it, 0.339.
And our final qualifier of the night, number 1, Hogan.
Jason,
And this is a guy that loves mile and a half cookie cutter track. So let's see, you know, he's definitely one of the guys that I'd be watching tonight if he has a good run.
Yeah, Jason Hogan, he's won the last mile-and-a-half telecast race that we had, our MB 152 race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He's one to really watch on these mile-and-a-halves. He finds a line and he really heads to the front and stays up there.
Jason coming through 3 and 4.
As he enters turn 3 at 183 miles an hour. So these guys are really moving it tonight. He crosses the line. He's going to be scored in the 4th edition of 30.349. Man, the top 4 right now are only spread by 1/100th of a second. That's something else. 1/100th of a second on a big setup.
Let's see what the number 2 lapper looks like if he can improve. No, drops a 10th. So definitely not. Nobody's really picking it up on the second lap. It looks like the tires are going.
As our next truck on the Speedway is going to be the 02 truck of Stephen Moore. Stephen Moore's a relatively newcomer to Bigdogs. He's running our late model series, and let's see what he can do in one of these big bulky trucks.
Takes an interesting line out of 4 right there in the middle groove and hugs it right up top and then dips down. So let's see how he can get it out of 1 and 2 here.
He brings it down low in between 1 and 2, flirting with that white line there. Comes out of there with a pretty good head of steam. Enters turn 4 at about 183. So he's hauling the mail.
Kind of washes up out there a little bit.
Oh, hello! We have ourselves a new pole winner. Stephen Moore just took the pole at a 30.283. He just blew our pole setter by 5/100ths of a second.
And he's still riding that way and going around, trying to get up more speed. Doesn't improve on it all that though.
No, he doesn't. Our last qualifier of the night is going to be the number 56 truck of Kyle Robinson.
Kyle also is a relative newcomer to the Bigdogs racing group.
It's an interesting paint job he's got on his race truck this evening. as he takes a green flag for his first of 2 qualifying laps.
Seems to be a little squirrely going around 1 and 2.
Yeah, he wasn't carrying the speed out of 1 and 2 like some of these other guys were, so.
Yeah, and you notice he's not really hugging that white line. He's kind of hovering right in the middle of the track as well.
It's his first time. It's not all that good. It's going to be a 30.839. That's going to be the slowest one of the night. So he's going to be starting in the 14th position as it stands. Hopefully he can see if he can't improve from his first lap. And he does. His second qualifying lap is going to be a 30.799. So, we'll go over tonight's starting lineup. Our pole sitter for tonight is going to be the 02 truck of Stephen Moore with a lap time of 30.283. Number 2 truck, number 62 of Brian Holman. And the third qualifying order is going to be the 60 truck of Ron Miller. Number 4 is going to be Josh McCoy. And rounding out our top 5 is going to be the number 1 truck of Jason Hogan.
6th position will be the number 21 of Donnie Gates, followed by the number 53 of Gary Moore in the 7th position. 8th will be the 01 of Wayne Willard, followed by the 28 of Richard Mixon. And rounding out the top 10 will be the number 8 of Eddie Mahalsik.
Number 42, Jack Clemente starts 11th. Glenn Edisholl starts 12th in a 92 truck. The 13th position will be the number 80 of William Jackson, and in the final position, number 56, Kyle Robinson.
So that's going to be our starting lineup for tonight, and we'll be back right after these messages. Welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway, where the trucks start on their first warm-up lap. We'll be taking the green flag this time by. Hey, gentlemen, what are you thinking about tonight's race? What are you looking at seeing, Stephen?
Well, I'm looking at the leaders, the front two being Stephen Moore and Brian Holman. I really think the battle is going to be between them and actually Jason Hogan as well. I think Jason's going to come from the 4th position and challenge them right off the bat.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. Bobby, we haven't heard really much from you tonight so far. What are you thinking about tonight's race? Who's going to be your favorite?
I'm going to keep an eye on both Stephen Moore, Brian Holman, and definitely do not count Jason Hogan out. I mean, this guy knows his way around this track. He knows where he's going, and he knows how to get it through the corners. So definitely keep an eye on Jason Hogan, but it's really, I think a lot of it's going to come down to pit strategy and just who's out front and who's got the best tires with 10 to go.
As a car dips off the racetrack, and we got the green flag in the air. Stephen Moore gets himself a good jump going across the start and finish line. Got him about a truck and a half length as he dives it back up top. Let's see what kind of a line some of these guys take through the corners here.
Teams are all kind of trying to single out and stay in a straight line. Only a couple cars going high.
Josh McCoy ducks underneath Ron Miller there to take the third spot. Looks like he's going to try to take side line on Brian Holman going into one. See if he can make it stick pass clean here.
Yeah, some of these guys are saying this setup is a little loose, especially coming off a 2. So it's going to take a lot of throttle control for these guys coming off of these corners here.
Yeah, it looks like Donnie Gates got a little loose coming out of the turn 2 and Ed Mahalsik also got a little high coming out of 2.
And Stephen Moore, he's not walking away from this. I mean, these guys, even though they're fighting door to door, Stephen Moore is not able to capitalize on that and extend his lead. So. Oh, as we got a caution on the speedway. We got the number 53 truck, the number 21 truck, the number 8 truck, the number 28, and the number 92, all caught up in that little melee coming off of turn 2. As we go to the replay. Yeah, it looks like Gary just got a little bit loose and collected about 5, maybe 6 trucks in that little melee coming off of 2 there. So these guys have got 4 resets tonight, with it being somewhat of a fun night and an all-star race. Want to try to keep as many of these trucks in on this this race, this 70-lap race for tonight.
Well, he seemed to have gotten Netishell in the number 92, Ed Mahalsik in the number 8.
Well, let's see if we got any takers for pit road here.
Yeah, Brian Holman, you know he's going. And it looks like everybody's coming down to pits for service. So looks like about the only one left out on the track is Stephen Moore. He's going to be regretting that, that's for sure.
Yeah, Stephen Moore and Kyle Robinson stayed out. He took the chance and figured he'd gain some track position to see if he can run up there with the big boys and see what he can do.
And that might not be a bad move on his part, because with only 5 laps on these tires, well, not ideal. Might be able to gain some traction out of that if there's another caution.
It looks like a couple of cars, also just 2 tires coming off of the track.
Indeed, it looks like Ron Miller only took 2. And so did Wayne Willard.
And I believe Brian Holman as well.
No, Brian actually 4. I watched the pit stop go through, and both sides of it came up. So he's got 4 fresh ones on there. So let's see if it makes any difference with only a couple laps on the tires of what it actually does. I'd be really surprised to see if it makes that big of a difference. But keep an eye on from third back, or actually from 5th back, and see who these guys that took 4. See if they can actually take off and run away with these guys that only took 2, and then of course the 2 front runners that didn't go in at all.
Yeah, I know the night whenever we ran this setup, the left side tires didn't seem to wear as bad, but you were most definitely going to want to take right side tires. That right rear setup is where this thing's really binding down on. It looks like Brian Holman goes back down pit row for the attention to his crew. Looks like he's wanting to hang out in the back of the field.
That scares me is if we get a long green flag run without any cautions for a while, 2 front runners are going to have to pit a little earlier than the rest of the guys. So
Brian's actually pulling in his pits.
Yeah, Brian Holman's been known to take his truck into the pits every chance he gets. That way he's got the freshest tires in the field and got the most gas in the tank. So he's going to try to capitalize on some of these long green flag runs. Chris Perry, what do you think of tonight's race so far? Is they fixing to come take the green flag?
Well, I think it's all going to come down to who can manage their tires the best. I really think that we're probably going to get a green flag run going in here for a while, and you know, who can do that the best is going to be the one who obviously is probably going to win the race.
Yes, for sure. With this being a fixed setup, they can't change no tire pressures or nothing. As we take the green flag, Stephen Moore jumps out to a really good start on this one here. As he gets about a good 2 to 3 truck length lead over second place of Ron Miller. He slides up underneath Kyle Robinson, and he's got his sights set on the leader.
Unfortunately, this might be a product, well, at least in Kyle's case, having tires, because he's getting passed on the high side. He's going, looks like he's going to drop back to probably 5th or 6th position already.
As Ron is slowly reeling Stephen Moore in. I think Stephen Moore is regretting staying out on them tires.
Don't count Ron out tonight either. He might be a very good dark horse in this race.
Yeah, Ron, he says he didn't really like this setup much, but I think he was holding out as Jason Hogan takes it down to the grass on the front stretch up underneath the Wayne Willard. And Wayne Willard and Jason Hogan, those two have beat door to door on many occasions on and off the track. These two have raced quite a bit together.
Jess McCoy's holding his own up in the 5th position as well, so we got a pretty good group of 5 sitting right up here, right in the front.
Yeah, Josh McCoy, he's hanging tough on that high side. He's able to get it. Well, as I was saying, he was on the high side. Now he decides to take it down low, see how it is down there.
We have a good 3-truck mid-pack going between the number 8 of Ed Mahasek, Brian Holman, and then 62 and the number 32 of Fuzzy Thompson.
Ahead of that too, Jack Clemente's moved his way up to the 7th position. Donnie Gates is back to 8th, and Kyle Robinson slipped to 9th over that. Not taking tires, excuse me, he slipped to 8th.
Yeah, Brian Holman, he's slicing up through the field. I guess he's checking out his truck as Jack Clemente just scrubs the wall a little bit coming out of 2. See if he's able to hold on to it.
Jason Hogan just dived under Ron Miller to take away the 2nd position.
As we got a battle for 2nd position between Ron Miller and Jason Hogan. Jason, he's hanging tough. He's able to get up underneath him. Let's see if he's able to complete the pass.
He's not. It seems Ron gets a good head of steam coming off the corner on that high line.
Yeah, Jason might just see if he can't try to pass him on the high side, but you give Jason time, he'll get it passed. To ride in the truck with Jason Hogan, as you see, tries to dive low a little bit, coming out of 4 and going into 1.
Seems like a lot of these guys are starting to get strung out now. They're kind of feeling out their trucks a little bit, seeing what they got to do to try and get a position ahead.
I think Jason just might be sitting back waiting to find out where Ron's weak point is, and he's going to pounce on that.
Stephen Moore's checked out to about a 6/10 of a second lead. Just kind of cruising. Don't count him out, that's for sure. If he's got the lead now, it's going to be really hard to take it back later on.
Yes, it is.
There's a battle for 6 going on, beating Donnie Gates and the number 32 of Robert Thompson.
It did kind of look like Brian Holman went it a little high going into one. I'm not sure if that was planned or if he was just letting Fuzzy by, but maybe the handling and the tires that he had the advantage on earlier is starting to go away.
Brian's doing pretty good. He moved from the 15th spot all the way up to, he's being scored in the 8th position, so he's able to get the job done, so let's see if he can't work his way back up toward the front a little bit more. As Fuzzy works on that back for the 21 truck of Donnie Gates.
He's staying with him. He's not letting him go.
No, he's not.
But it seems wherever Fuzzy would go, Donnie's blocking him.
Yeah, that's a really good battle between those two trucks right now. They're really going at it tonight.
It's probably the best battle we got on the track right now. It looks like Fuzzy's making a move down low on Donnie.
And Fuzzy's got the low line going into one. Donnie Gates gives up that position to Robert Thompson.
Right now, there looks like there's a 3 battle going for second position. Jason Hogan's trying to get underneath Ron Token Miller again.
As he's almost got him cleared coming out of 4. It looks like Ron got the momentum off that high side. Let's see if he can't... as Ron Miller washes up the track a little bit. It looks like he might lose 2 spots on that one instance.
Well, he's going to get a little bit of a help, Jason Hogan, going down through there.
Oh! Just turned to number 7 of Josh McCoy.
That was nasty.
Josh does get down onto the track, though, and avoids everybody else.
He went for a ride on the driver's side of his truck. Stephen Moore, I guarantee you, thank God for that caution.
I'm surprised he was able to hold his own as long as he could out on the Mulder tires, that's for sure. So I mean, he's not going to make the same mistake twice. I'm sure he will be down for 4 new Goodyear Wrangler tires.
Looks like he got a little bit of the Ed Mahalsick as Ed Mahalsick went by, but should be fine.
It looks like all the leaders are going to be on pit road getting 4 new tires.
Seems like everybody's come in. No one is out.
Luckily, iRacing has made it a lot easier lately in these pit stops with the new specges. They change colors, so when you're at your road speed, it shows green. If you're above, it shows red, and if you're below, it's blue. So, it makes it a little easier for the drivers to know when they are safe and when they're not.
Looks like everybody's taking 4 fresh Goodyear Wranglers. And Jason Hogan gets the whole shot off of pit road. Oh, that's going to be interesting. See if Stephen Moore can actually keep up with the likes of Jason Hogan.
Looks like Jack Clemente snuck up into 3rd, so my guess is he may have played the strategy of taking 2 tires on that pit stop.
Man, we'd just like to give a good thanks to our boys over at Bob's Motorsports for sponsoring tonight's event. Bob's Motorsports is one of our biggest sponsors as far as Big Dogs Racing. If you want to check them out, it's www.bullseye.9f.com. These guys specialize in RC race cars, and If you're an iRacer, they fabricate they can fabricate you a cockpit for you to race in.
I looked at the replay on the road, and it looks like everybody in the front took 4 tires. Doesn't look like anybody took 2 tires.
So Jack Clemente took 4 tires, so that means his pit crew must have taken their 5-hour energy shot for the race.
And as of right now, it's showing William Jackson is the race leader.
Yeah, William actually didn't on pit road, so let's see what kind of strategy he's got working. And you know, I think he's going to regret it not coming down with all these guys with fresh tires. However, though,
as we come working lap 22, see what happens here. See if the Stephen Moore machine's able to get around him on the drop of the green flag.
pace car ducks in, and let's see, he's taking a conservative start there. There we go, and look at Brian Holman come up from the outside there, jumps all the way up to the 3rd position, right behind Jason Hogan. Wow, what a start.
I just want to let everyone know that is a legal move to pass on the right side. You can't pass on the left side. It is legal on the right side. He did exactly what he needed to do on that restart.
And Jason's trying to get around the number 80 of William Jackson, trying to go up.
Yeah, I think he's going to be able to make mistakes, seeing how William didn't take any tires or didn't even pit on that one. So I don't think he's going to really be able to hold the low line on those old tires. I think his truck's going to start pushing up a little bit on him, which is evident. I mean, he's already dropped back to 3rd, now fixing to go to 4th as Stephen Moore makes the pass underneath him.
Yeah, right now it's going to be a battle between Jason Hogan and Brian Holman. And that's going to be quite interesting. Token gets up on the back bumper of Brian Holman there.
And Brian won't let Jason get away either. He'll stay with him.
Looks like everybody's starting to get strung out now. Gonna hold their position. Really, Zeiss getting bait in the bag. Maybe around, let's see, 6th position. Looks like Josh McCoy's making a move on the inside of Jack Clemente.
And it does look like he does make pass with, looks like Eddie Mahalsik kind of come down too. Oh, nope, sorry, Fuzzy Thompson.
Yeah, just catching an eye on the restart there. I mean, William Jackson went from pole to dead last in just a little under 2 laps. So definitely not the right call not taking any tires on that pit stop, as everybody with the fresh tires is just getting away from him so quickly now.
The 4 trucks are only separated by 0.3 of a second. Got a truck going wide down the back stretch.
He was pushed down by Josh. Josh McCoy got into the top of the wall, and it looked like everybody tried to duck and avoid him.
It was a good move by Donnie Gates in the 21 truck. Back up front, the first 4 trucks are starting to pull away from the field. They're pretty much nose to tail trying to find that line that really helps them through these corners.
Brian Holman is just on the white line going through the 3 and 4, trying to get any advantage he can over Jason Hogan.
Yeah, but is that going to hurt him? I know the further down the track you go, the more rubber you scrub off them tires. So.
Back in the pack, Glenn Edison just made the pass for 9th, and it looks like he's making a look on the inside of Jack Clemente for 8th. Or it looks like he may have gotten a little boost going into 3. Jack Clemente washes up into 4, so Glenn Edishall has a run. He's going to make it to 8th, front straightaway.
That was a nice pass over on Jack and Day. Now Glenn's going to set his sights on the one in front of him, Josh McCoy.
Up front, it looks like the top 4 are starting to check out from Fuzzy Thompson. About a half a second lead over, and kind of looks like these guys are just setting on to make a move.
As we're working lap 31 of 70 laps, it'll be another 4 more laps and it'll be halfway. So, but these guys are probably starting to think, whoa, Stephen Moore gets pushed down into the grass a little bit by Ron Miller as he put the block on him going down the front stretch there. I know these guys are starting to think about pit stops as we see Ron Miller run the low line up underneath Brian Holman. Let's see if he can't get the whole shot coming off turn 4.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard on that low side now that the tires are scrub off and everything. I think you're going to start seeing everybody kind of migrate up to that that center groove and just get it wound up coming out of the corners. It just looks like it's going to be more of a beneficial route to take with these tires, just rubbing off the way they are.
Got a battle for 3rd going on here with Ron Miller and Stephen Moore. Stephen Moore seems to have a run going on the high side, with Ron Miller looking low, but it looks like Stephen Moore is going to clear him going into turn 1.
Yeah, I think Ron Miller's starting to learn that low line ain't the preferred line. And Stephen Moore closed that gap on Brian Holman. He's all got the face full of bumper of Brian Holman as he tries diving low. Doesn't quite attempt to make that pass in the turn 4. These 3 guys are battling for 2nd spot. Jason Hogan is saying, boys, keep fighting. I'll just sit up here and cruise and keep extending my lead.
Jason's at a .522 lead right now over 2nd place, Brian Holman, which is being taken away right now. It looks like number 2 of Stephen Moore.
A little bit of drafting helped by Ron Miller. We'll see what happens going into 1.
Looks like Donnie Gates just over the position that I believe, let's see, Robert Thompson was going, so Donnie Gates moving up to the 5th position.
These guys are racing good. I mean, they're letting it all hang out for every lap.
It's kind of amazing, they're watching Stephen Moore and Brian Holman. I mean, Stephen seems to get almost clear of Brian Holman on the front straightaway, and then Brian Holman just motors back on that outside line. They've been going like this for a couple laps now, but it looks like he's actually going to be able to pull the pass off and slide up in front of Brian Holman here.
And back in 7th and 8th, Edishall's making the pass. It looks like he's going to make the pass on Josh McCoy.
So Josh, the number 7 of Josh McCoy, he's falling back a little bit on older tires. So
yeah, he battled back to shut Ryan Glenn though.
And now it could be kind of a product of seeing some drivers that may not have the experience of some of the other drivers starting to fall back on older tires. So guys that have been around a lot longer might know how to manage them a little bit better.
Right now, Jason Hogan's still being scored as your race leader. Followed behind the 0-2 of Stephen Moore, 7/10 of a second back. And third position, we have Brian Holman. Fourth, we got the number 60 truck of Ron Miller. And in fifth place, you got the 21 truck of Donnie Gates.
Coming in sixth right now is the number 30 Robert Thompson, followed closely by the number 92 of Glenn Nettershall in seventh. Eighth position is the number 7 of Josh McCoy. Ninth, you've got the number 56 of Kyle Robinson, who is moving up steadily through the field. And rounding out the top 10 is the number 42 of Jack Clemente.
Is number 8 of Richard Mixon. In 12th is number 8 of Eddie Mahalsic. 13th is the admin of the series tonight, Gary Moore in the 53 truck. 14th is William Jackson in the 80, and 15th looks like he fell out a while back is Wayne Willard having internet connection troubles again.
Yeah, I saw that a while back, and I was like, man, that sucks. That's 2 weeks in a row, so I know he's going to be going to his internet service provider and going, what the hell?
While we're talking about that, guys, lap 42, it looks like Stephen Moore's finally caught the leader, Jason Hogan, and looks like he's going to try and make a move on the low side, but might take a couple laps of work on him. But the last few laps, looks like Stephen Moore has turned just a little bit more.
And Stephen Moore, he's turning lap times at about 51 seconds, so he's being real consistent. So
we got a three-way battle going on back here for fifth between Robert Thompson, Glenn Nettershall, and Josh McCoy. Glenn's able to make the pass on Robert, and it looks like McCoy's going to try to take the bottom line there and see if he can make the same thing happen. But they better watch out because the 21 truck there is creeping up in the back of Donnie Gates. So it looks like it's going to be a four-way battle if Donnie can get it up there with him.
Josh definitely has the low lane, and it looks like he is going to pass Robert Thompson, take that position away.
So dare I say that we may be looking at some green flag pit stops, guys?
yeah, it looks like it. These guys should be going, I think within I would say about the next 10 laps, we should be seeing green flag pit stops. And these guys ought to be thinking, what's it going to be? Fuel only? 2 tires?
And Stephen Moore's able to get around Jason Hogan and is just starting to check out a little bit there on him.
Looks like he's got up to...
I can't believe the way some of these guys are falling off, that Stephen Moore is able to keep it going like he is. And we got a wreck in turn 2. Got caution on the speedway. We got the 21 truck, Donnie Gates. Looks like got mixed up in that altercation. Number 53 truck of Gary Moore and the number 8 truck of Ed Mahalsic.
Yeah, I saw that happen live, and it looks like Josh McCoy got into the wall while he was on the high side and came down after getting into the wall and took out Donnie Gates. And as a product of it, it looks like Gary Moore tried to slow down, got hit from behind.
Yeah, Donnie had significant damage on the front of the car.
I don't believe Donnie has had to use any resets tonight, but it looks like Mr. McCoy is going to be on number 2.
Yeah, these guys have got 4 resets for tonight's race, so.
Ooh, we had a little contact going into the pits, guys. Looks like Good Moore and Jason Hogan got together.
Well, this yellow definitely came out at the right time for some of these cars, because we were going to have to do green flag pit stops.
Yeah, so I do believe they should probably be able to make it on fuel the rest of the way.
Yeah, probably when they go around, they'll probably have, when it goes back green, they'll have about 20, maybe 21 laps at the most. So definitely within the fuel window, it's just a matter of whether or not the tire window is going to play any key in this. You know, that long green flag run, we saw that how fast the tires start falling off and how the jostling for position starts going. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see how it works out.
And it looks like Gary Moore's the first man off pit road, and it looks like he only took 2 tires.
That ought to be interesting.
I don't know if I'd come rising. Somebody had to do it. If anybody was going to do it, it was going to be Gary. He hasn't been running that great tonight, but maybe look like he may have a penalty of some sort, guys.
Yeah, I just found out from his crew that Gary Moore totally missed his pit box. So he had to bring it around one more time. And now he's going to bring it to the attention of his crew.
It's not hard to do. You start driving down the road, you look at all them pit signs. Sometimes they do blend together.
For sure.
Well, as of right now, that puts Stephen Moore back into the lead position with Brian Holman. Nope, sorry, Jason Hogan in second.
Well, the pace car will be dropping down on pit road this time as they come to green, so it's going to be interesting with Stephen Moore leading the way, with Jason Hogan on the outside, Brian Holman starting at 3rd position right behind Stephen, and Ron Miller rounding out the top 4. I think it's pretty much anybody's race, and something is happening. Hogan.
Something happened to Jason Hogan. He just down the track and got turned by Brian Holman.
Yeah, that's very unusual.
Let's see if they extend the yellow.
Ken Hogan's coming up the outside. See if he can't make it back up there. They extend it one more lap.
The unfortunate part is it looked like Jason Hogan may have some damage from this.
Yeah, doesn't look. It's on the right rear, so I don't know if that looks like to be cosmetic damage there. So
it will be interesting to find out what took place and why it took place at the end of this race, though.
Well, I can tell you, just the pit crew, he kind of got. Someone was distracting him, and he just kind of turned around and accidentally drove down.
If these guys are gonna, any of these guys are gonna try to come back down pit road to get anything done.
If I was out there tonight, I would definitely be considering it, especially if I was in the bag of the pack towards Josh McLean. Maybe, you know, in that position, I may be thinking about topping off, getting some fresh tires. I know we're still running under caution, but it might be peace of mind.
And here comes the pace car dipping down on the road, and let's see if Steven can get a good jump on Jason Hogan here. And he does, gets her way clean right behind Brian Holman. Looks like Jason Hogan's going to swing in behind Brian Holman here and see what he can do after the little debacle there on the track a while ago.
And now the question is, with Hogan, I know he was running so good so far tonight. Wonder if he's gonna, that little bit of damage is actually gonna hurt him. Don't look like it as he tries to spin down up underneath Brian Holman for that second spot.
He's hanging with him. He's not letting Brian get in front of him.
Looks like Ron Miller's going to try to give him a little bit of a push going down the backstretch. Get a little bit of draft to help as they enter turn 4.
Yeah, Stephen Moore right is out to a .4 second lead over the next three drivers.
Yeah, these boys here, they need to settle in one right behind the other to make sure they don't let that 02 truck of Stephen Moore get too far ahead of them.
Does look like the one of Jason Hogan does get by Ryan Holman.
Indeed,
Looks like the 32 of Robert Thompson, the 92 of Glenn Nettischel are going to join up in that little battle for second spot.
Glenn Nettischel is driving a fantastic race tonight. He's been consistently moving forward the whole night.
Yeah, considering his qualifying run probably wasn't what he expected. He's definitely bringing it in the race.
Yeah, Glenn Nettischel only qualified in the 12th position, and he's all the way up to 6 spots. So, I mean, he's able to gain 6 spots so far on tonight's race. So, as Jason Hogan was finally able to make that pass for second spot, now it sets his sights in on the leader.
It does seem that our predictions have true though, with the top 4 drivers being running in a pack tonight.
Well, looks like Brian Holman's able to hold back on Miller, but Robert Thompson just comes sliding right on the inside of Ron Miller there. So looks like we're going to have a good battle going down into 4 with them.
Guys, we got trouble on the backstretch. Ed Mahalsik just got into the wall. It looks like Moore got in behind him, and now Gary Moore is looping it going into 3. Touched the wall slightly, but
nearly comes down into the 80 of William Jack.
As a freight truck, Ed Mahalsik is smoking, and looks like he'd probably be taking it straight into the pits.
It's definitely
the replay here.
Definitely a tough break for Ed.
Yeah, I am. But
looks like he just got a little loose. Got it. Came off the wall, middle of 2 there, and collected the 53 truck at Gary Moore. So hopefully Gary Moore didn't get too badly hurt up in that. See if anybody decides to bring it down pit road for some fresh Goodyears. Oh, looks like we got 2 trucks that decided to stay out on the track. The number 32 of Robert Thompson and the 56 of Kyle Robinson both stay out on the track. That's going to be interesting.
it is definitely interesting. And seeing that Kyle Robinson did it earlier, I'm kind of surprised that he went and did it again.
Yeah, with 12 laps left race, I would not want to be out there without tires.
There's definitely plenty of time to fall back towards the back of the pack again.
Stephen Moore looks like he took right sides only, and that's kind of interesting. And we'll go ahead and for a commercial break here, and we'll get back to the running order as they all come back out of pit road. Be back after this moment.
it's easy.
Welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway. It looks like number 32 truck is going to be taking us to the green flag, followed behind by the Kyle Robinson. But then followed behind him is number 2 truck is Stephen Moore, and then we got the number 21 of Donnie Gates. Rounding out our top 5 is going to be Brian Holman. As field comes around turn 4, waiting for the drop of the green flag as a pace car drops down off the field. Oh, green flag, and Jason Hogan takes it to the outside, way back in the back, trying to gain him a few spots on the drop of the green flag there. Robert Thompson gets himself a good start. So he gets about a good 3-truck lead on Stephen Moore.
We'll see how long those tires last for Robert Thompson, though. Stephen Moore's got two tires, and I think he's going to be able to catch him no problem.
Yeah, you got Kyle Robinson right there. The next truck, they decided not to pit on that last set of green flag. He's sitting in the 3rd spot. Right behind him with 4 fresh Dr. Feelgoods there, like what I like to call him, is Brian Holman.
Yeah, I think starting Brian Holman back, they all took 4, is where Stephen Moore and those guys only took 2. So this should be interesting to see how it plays out with 10 laps to go.
Stephen Moore just took the lead over Robert Thompson.
Right now, sitting in 5th spot is Jason Hogan. He's bound on time to make it up through the field there. These boys are, the front 6 are single file going around turn 3 and 4.
Looks like everybody's starting to string out again with 9 laps to go. Bet you Holman's sitting there hoping that he can get by Fuzzy Thompson and try and get a shot at Stephen Moore before Stephen decides to check out.
Yeah, Robert Thompson's holding his own with no tires there. I'm quite impressed there.
Donnie Gates showing up at the end of the race too, running in 4th. It's a good run for him tonight.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but I'm watching the lap times, guys, and I can tell you right now, those 4 tires are making a difference. I mean, Brian Holman is a 10th faster than Stephen Moore.
Ooh, we got to call off the number 1 of Jason. And
hits the number 60 truck of Token Miller.
It's too bad, too, because Token was having a great run tonight, keeping it consistently in the top 5.
So we go to the replay here and take a look at Jason Hogan as he gets a little loose coming off of turn 2 and goes up and rushes.
He just came down, slammed that wall, and then came right up right into Ron Miller. And William Jackson just misses Miller spinning in the inside.
Jason Hogan decides to crab it back to the pit lane there for the attention of his pit crew there. And as Ed Mahalsick, the 1 truck a lap down, gets the wave around the pace car, gets a lucky dog. And I do believe that's been the only lucky dog for tonight's race. Ooh, and Stephen Moore does a nice little dicey move on the pit road and fakes the field and stays out on the track.
Looks like Brian Holman took the bait. He's going to go down and get tired, I bet. It's going to be tough with only, let's see, we're on lap 65. We only got 5 to go. That would not have been the move I would have made.
And we'll watch the Brian Holman as his pit crew gets the right side up. And he gets the left side up. So he's getting 4 fresh tires. So let's see what kind of work he can do with 4 fresh tires over the rest of the field.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting strategy by Brian Holman. I wouldn't have figured that he would have went in and took 4, but yeah, I mean, it just really depends. If he starts on the outside, depending on how they line up when they come around. I mean, if he gets another good jump like he did a couple restarts ago, you know, with 4 tires where Stephen Moore only took the 2 on the last. I mean, he could pretty much drive around Stephen and have it stick with those tires.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, notice on this last restart, Jason Hogan tried pulling that same maneuver on the field and was able to gain himself a couple of spots.
I do want to give a shout tonight, guys, to the guy running. Looks like he's running 3rd at the moment, Richard Mixon. Definitely having a good run tonight.
Yes, he is, in that number 28 truck. Hey, you got the 8 of Richard Mixon and the number 56 of Kyle Robinson, 3rd and 4th. So those guys are relatively newcomers to Bigdogs. So they're showing what they're made of so far.
Hell, even looks like Nadishall's made it up to 5th place after hitting the wall during qualifying. So even he's having a good run. Gary Moore's back to 6th. He's turned it around a little bit.
Yeah, he's been caught in a couple people's misfortune so far tonight. So, Steven, what are you looking at for these final, I'd say 3 or 4 laps?
Well, I can tell you it's going to be very interesting. Right now, you've got Stephen Moore in 1st and Donnie Gates in 2nd, 2 very well and very proven drivers. But with Brian Holman sitting 9th right now on 4 fresh tires and the move he pulled in the last restart, I wouldn't count him out with that many laps left.
That's true. Another truck to watch out for is that number 92, the Bigdogs Racing, Glenn Nedishall. He's been a quiet one. So go ahead and run down the field here. Lights are off on the pace car right now. Leading you to green is going to be the number 02 of Stephen Moore, followed closely behind by the number 21 of Gates, and the number 28 truck of Richard Mixon. Number 56 truck of Kyle Robinson, and in 5th place, the number 92 truck of Glenn Nedishall.
In the 6th place, number 50 of Gary Moore, followed by number 80 of William Jackson. In 8th is Brian Holman, number 62. 9th, number 7 of Josh McCoy, and rounding out the top 10, number 32 of Robert Thompson.
In the 11th spot, number 60 looks like Ron Miller. In the 12th spot, the 42 of Jack Clemente. 13th is going to be Jason Hogan after his last misfortune. 14th is going to be Eva Halsick. And 45 laps down, as we said earlier, is Wayne Willard after he hit some internet news and fell out of the server.
As we watch the field in the middle of turns 3 and 4, just wait for that pace car to drop down and we'll get this pretty much green-white checkered going here to the finish.
I'm going to be interested to see what a start Stephen Moore gets here, if he can walk away with it.
Oh, there we go, green flag in the air. Brian Holman and Robert Thompson both try the outside groove and they get a good run. Brian Holman takes it all the way up front and we get a caution on the speedway.
We had a huge wreck. Looks like it involved number 80 of William Jackson. Looks like Josh McCoy got in it again, and Jack Clemente in 40.
Oh, Jack's, yeah, front of his truck is all torn up. And Josh McCoy as well.
And it looks like that's probably it, guys. And Brian Holman kind of made me look like an idiot here.
Yeah, he pulled that out move and man, he got it to go, that's for sure.
That is, like I said, I mean, I expected him to get up there behind Steven, but I wasn't expecting him to go around him. I mean, from 8th to 1st, that was one heck of a run to get up there. I mean, if the caution flag wouldn't have flown, it'd have been interesting to see if Steven could have done anything with him. But it looks like Lady Luck was smiling on Mr. Holman tonight. It looks like he's going to take it home.
Well, unfortunately, it's not the way you want to end a race under a yellow.
Definitely not. It'd have been more interesting to see if Steven could have powered back and done anything. But then again, I really don't know. I mean, without having the fresh tires like Brian had, I would assume that Brian would have been able to get up and go. But then again, I don't put Steven Moore down there very far because if anybody can wheel a truck, it's going to be him. So it would have been definitely interesting to see how they would have wound up with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, I just watched the replay. As long as the leader crosses the start-finish line first, it's good to go. And Steven Moore just barely by the grill past the start-finish line before Brian Holman. So the pole sitter did cross the start-finish line first, so it's legal.
It's about as close as you ever want to make it, though. That's for sure.
What an amazing finish.
That is for sure. He totally pulled that one out of left field, that's for sure.
I'm sure that Steven Moore is not happy about that, and I'm sure he's going to want a video replay to show if that was a legal move or not.
Well, run down our final order of tonight's race. Be the number 62 truck of Brian Holman's going to take tonight's race, followed closely behind by the Steven Moore machine. And third place we have the number 21 of Donnie Gates. In fourth position, number 28 truck of Richard Mixon. Following out our top 5 will be number 32 of Robert Thompson.
In sixth position will be the number 90 of Glenn Nettishill. Seventh will be the number 53 of Gary Moore. Coming in 8th is the number 8 of Eddie Mahalsick. 9th is the number 7 of Josh McCoy. And coming in 10th, coming in 9th was Jason Hogan. Coming in 10th was Eddie Mahalsick.
Looks like Ron Miller is going to be 11th. Clemente is going to be 12th. William Jackson is going to be 13th.
And we'll go ahead and pull these gentlemen down here. Let's see, we'll pull up tonight's winner while he's in the middle of doing his donuts. Brian Holman, Mark Figueroa in the booth. That was one hellacious move you pulled for the win of the race tonight.
Hey, thank you, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, I looked at the replay. Steven Moore took the green like maybe inches in front of your bumper, so it was clean. He took the green flag first, so it's legal.
Yeah, I mean, the green flag come out, so I fired off, and nobody else went, so, that's just how it works out sometimes.
What did you think about tonight's race? I mean, it looked like you and Jason Hogan got into a nice little two-way battle there, and then all of a sudden, under caution, you two came together. What happened there?
I don't know what happened. We were just riding around under caution. His wife probably come in there and started talking to him or something. I don't know. All I know is he just coming down across my nose, and I think it messed up my nose pretty bad. We had to come in and get her fixed, but yeah, I don't think there's no bad blood or nothing like that. It was just, I think he got distracted doing something. I'm not exactly sure.
I gotcha. But congratulations on the win for tonight's race. We'll go ahead and bring the number 2 truck of Stephen Moore.
Stephen, this is Stephen Bryan up in the booth. What a fantastic and what an ending to this race. Tell me what your thoughts are at the end of this race right now.
Well, first off, the race was just fun from the beginning to the end. I kind of wish we had done the last 3 laps green, but that start was I think it was a little questionable. It's up to the admins to decide, but it was a fun race, so it's not really that important, but it was just, all in all, the whole race was fun.
Seems like you were really happy with the setup tonight. You definitely made it look like you liked it anyways. What were your thoughts on it?
It was challenging at first, but I managed to find a good rhythm with it, and as long as I kept it off the wall, I was happy.
All right, congratulations on that there, Stephen, and we'll go ahead and bring the number 21 truck of Donnie Gates, our third place truck, in for tonight's race interview.
How's it going, guys?
Donnie Gates, congratulations on that place finish. That was a good, hard-fought battle for third. You were up in the front, and then you dropped back, up in the front, and dropped back, and you ended up finishing the top 3. What's your thoughts on tonight's race?
Well, it was a good race. I just kept getting tight, and I get low, and I didn't want to come up and hit anybody, so I just let off, and it was hard to get back down because everybody was lined up, and I took 2 tires at the end, and I was hoping for a little 2-lap shootout, but things happen.
Congratulations on that there. We'll go ahead and bring in our 4th place finisher, Richard Mixon, one of the rookies of Bigdogs Racing.
Rich,
Yeah.
you had a great race tonight. What are your thoughts?
Oh, it was fun. I had a good time. Yep, I enjoyed it.
How did you feel that the setup suit your driving ability tonight?
Yeah, it was good. Felt real good. Had no complaints.
Yeah, it's good to see a couple new guys come in here and run towards the front for sure.
Yeah, I just usually like to lay back during the beginning of the race. I'm not a big fan of resets, but I usually wait till the end to try to get up front.
Yeah, I hear you there. That's for sure. Nobody ever wants to tear up equipment, and it seems like it's easier to kind of feel out your setup early.
Yep.
All of us here at Bigdogs Racing like to congratulate you on your top 5 finish there, and appreciate you running with us. Last but not least, tonight's race admin, Mr. Gary Moore. Gary Moore, how'd you think of tonight's race, even though you did get caught up in a few people's misfortune?
Oh, looks like the guys put on a good show. Hope we made some good TV for everybody. And again, want to invite everybody next week where we'll have the late models at New Hampshire.
Great, that's great. Well, for myself, Mark Figueroa, Stephen Bryan, Chris Perry, and Bobby Cannon are your commentators for tonight's race. And the producer for tonight's event on the cameras, Mr. Rob Moore. I'd like to say good night and see you next week.